in the heart of a shimmering, magical forest, where the trees whispered secrets to the wind and the flowers glowed with an inner light, lived a pony named Pip. Pip was no ordinary pony. His coat was the color of spun moonlight. His mane and tail sparkled with 1,000 tiny stars, and when he ran, it looked as if he was dancing on air. Pip was very, very proud of how special he was. "Look at me," he'd whinny to the ladybugs. "Have you ever seen a coat so bright?" He'd trot past the badger's burrow and call out, "I'm the fastest pony in the whole world, you know." The other forest creatures would just nod and smile, but secretly, they wished Pip would talk about something other than himself. One sunny afternoon, Pip was prancing near the glimmering stream, admiring his own reflection. "Oh, I'm just so magnificent," he sighed happily. Just then, an old tortoise named Tissa slowly ambled by. Tissa had a shell as ancient as the mountains, with patterns that looked like old maps. "Good day, young Pip," Tissa said in her calm, raspy voice. Pip tossed his starry mane. "It is a good day, isn't it? Especially when you get to see someone as wonderful as me." Tissa chuckled softly. "You are a very handsome pony, Pip. But beauty and speed are not the only things of value in this forest," Pip snorted. "What could be more valuable than being the best? I can run faster than the wind and shine brighter than the moon." "Perhaps," said Tessa, "but can you help a friend in need?" Pip just laughed and galloped away, leaving Tessa by the stream. A few days later, a great festival was announced in the forest. The Queen of the Fairies was coming to visit, and she had promised a special gift to the most impressive creature in the woods. Pip was ecstatic. "This is my chance," he told everyone he met. "The Queen will see me and know at once that I am the most impressive. That gift will surely be mine." He spent all morning grooming himself. He polished his hooves with dewdrops until they shone like mirrors and braided his mane with the shiniest blades of grass. When he was finally ready, he trotted towards the festival clearing, his head held high. On his way, he passed a family of squirrels chattering worriedly. Their youngest, Squeaky, had climbed too high in an old oak tree and was now stuck on a thin branch, too scared to come down. "Pip, oh Pip, please help us," cried Mama Squirrel. "You are so tall. Maybe you can nudge the branch so Squeaky can get down." Pip looked up. Helping the squirrel would mess up his perfectly braided mane. "I'm sorry," he said, not sounding sorry at all. "I can't. I'm on my way to see the Fairy Queen. I have to look my best." And with a flick of his starry tail, he continued on his way. A little further along, he found a young fox cub, Finn, with his paw caught under a heavy fallen log. Finn was whimpering in pain. "Please, Pip," the cub cried. "You're so strong. Could you push this log just a little bit? I can't get free." Pip looked at the muddy log. Pushing it would surely stain his moonlight coat. "I'm in a terrible hurry," he announced. "The Queen is waiting. I can't possibly get all dirty," and he trotted carefully around the log, leaving the poor fox cub behind. Finally, Pip arrived at the festival clearing. It was buzzing with excitement. All the animals were gathered, and in the center, on a throne of woven flowers, sat the beautiful Fairy Queen. Her wings shimmered like rainbows. Pip pushed his way to the front. "Your Majesty," he declared, bowing low, "I am Pip. I am the fastest, most beautiful pony in this entire forest. Surely, I am the most impressive creature here. The fairy queen smiled, but her eyes were sad. You are indeed beautiful, Pip, she said. But while you were rushing to impress me, you passed two friends who needed your help. A squirrel stuck in a tree, and a fox cub trapped by a log. Pip's ears drooped. He hadn't thought anyone would notice. Just then, a commotion was heard at the edge of the clearing. Into the middle came the old tortoise, Tessa. On her strong, wide back, she was carrying Squeaky the squirrel, who was now safe and sound. Behind her walked Finn the fox cub, limping slightly, but free. What happened? Whispered a rabbit. Finn spoke up. Tessa found me. She couldn't move the log herself, but she showed me how to dig the dirt from under my paw until I could pull it free, Mama Squirrel added, and she was so patient. She talked to Squeaky from the ground, telling him calm stories until he wasn't scared anymore. Then she let him climb down onto her shell for a safe ride to the festival. The animals all cheered for Tessa the tortoise. The fairy queen floated down from her throne and stood before her. Tessa, the queen said, her voice full of warmth, you are not the fastest or the flashiest, but you have the kindest heart. You showed patience and wisdom. You helped others without asking for anything in return. Today, you are the most impressive creature in this forest. She touched Tessa's ancient shell, and it began to glow, swirling with soft, beautiful colors. The gift was not a shiny crown or a magical power, but the love and respect of the entire forest. Pip stood by, his moonlight coat seeming less bright now. He looked at Tessa, surrounded by her happy friends, and felt a pang of shame. He had been so focused on himself that he had forgotten what truly mattered. Slowly, Pip walked over to Tessa. I'm sorry, Tessa, he said quietly, his voice barely a whisper. You were right. Being kind is more important than being fast or beautiful. I was foolish. He then turned to Squeaky and Finn. And I'm sorry I didn't help you. Tessa gave him a slow, kind smile. It takes a strong heart to admit a mistake, Pip. That is also impressive. From that day on, Pip was a different pony. He was still fast and beautiful, but he was also humble and kind. He learned to use his strength to help push logs for badgers and his height to reach tasty apples for the smaller creatures. He still loved to run, but now he loved giving his friends rides on his back even more. He learned that his true sparkle came not from the stars in his mane, but from the kindness in his heart. Moral of the story: true greatness isn't about being the best, the fastest, or the most beautiful. It's about being humble, kind, and willing to help others. That is what makes you truly shine. See you next time.